warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear humanity, good morning, whichever time zone on planet Earth you are on, and good afternoon, whichever time zone on planet Earth you are on, and good evening, whichever time zone you are on planet Earth. Today, I've come so that we can look at health, humanity with health, humanity, and your health, your lives, how you should look after your health, you as living human beings on planet Earth. Dear humanity, first of all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever time zone you are in on this planet. I'll say to you, Assalamu alaikum to you, to every living human being on planet Earth. Assalamu alaikum to every living human being on planet Earth. Dear humanity, before we start this advice on health, we are going to look at what makes up a healthy human being. But first of all, I'll greet you. I will send my divine holy salutation, of which it is stated and it was left with a human being as the only way you can exchange peace and harmony with each other. When we are taught by Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the messenger of Allah, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the messenger of Allah taught us that each and every human being is a Muslim. Indeed, every human being on this planet is a Muslim. So with that, you are required to dispense harmony. And with that, the first greeting, the first salutation, or the whole divine salutation, or the whole divine currency, or a salutation or a currency, is when you say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear humanity, we are going to look at health. Health is a big topic that requires each and every individual in our societies to take that topic of health very, very seriously. Because with health, if you are healthy, then your household also are healthy. If you're not healthy, that means you might not respond with whatever to your parents or your dad or your friends, because you're not healthy. So today, we are looking at health. Dear humanity, each and every one of you on this planet, individually, each and every one of you living human beings on this planet, individually, you are responsible for you being in good health. That responsibility, if we are to put that at a percentage, maybe we are looking at 100,099% responsibility, which is required by a mother who has to look after her babies and her children. That is a percentage to which a mother that carries a baby and feeds the baby has the responsibility. The percentage, we've put it at 100,099% for you as a mother out there to be the responsibility you have to look after yourself, your children, as well as maybe your parents, as well as your husband. That responsibility, we said it, the percentage is 100,099%. And to a man or a male individual, that percentage of your responsibility to make sure that you are in good health. Your wife is in good health. Your children are in good health. Let's put that percentage at something like 700,099%. Because the reason why is that because you don't carry the womb. You don't carry the womb, you don't feed, you don't breastfeed, you do less work that the mothers do. So with this healthy advice and healthy interpretation of how men and children and women, men and women and children should live on this planet is majorly directed at mothers. Mothers should listen very carefully and understand this topic of health. When we talk of health, what does being you as a mother being healthy means to your children? What does you being in good health means to your husband? What is you being in good health means to your parents? What does you being in good health means to your friends, as well as the entire planet of Earth? So with that, I'll say to you, dear humanity, every living human being on this planet is a Muslim. You may wonder why I've said that we are talking about health, and then I say a Muslim, or I bring in the kind of a religion, whatever, in what we call health. Indeed, when we speak of health, what makes you to be in good health is the fact that you realize that you are a human being, and all living human beings were created by Allah, and Allah is who commanded whatever, and he commanded whatever he commanded to be created in the religion, or the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam. And human beings, all living human beings, were created and are created as Muslims, pure Muslims. However, when we are alive on this planet, some of the human beings, they end up either losing that direction of whereby we are conceived and held, kept in the womb of our mothers as pure Muslims. However, the day is human beings, when we arrive on this planet, in one word is that you find yourself that your parents says, you are the son, that their religion is so and so, their belief is so and so. So you end up following that, which is very, very, some of these beliefs are contradictory to life, and they cause the spread of disease because they allow men and women to kind of breach their divine oath which they made when they were in the womb of their mothers. Because when we are in the womb of our mothers, before we are meant to be prepared to come onto this planet, we are made to take an oath, a holy divine oath between you as an individual and your creator, the most holy, glorified Almighty Allah. That holy divine oath is according to that holy divine oath. If you adhere and submit and take that oath in good faith and whatever, Allah allows and gives you life. And after giving you whatever He sets up, and you go all the changes, the 9 months. On the last day of the 9 months of the period that Allah prepared you to stay in the womb, once you come out of your mother's womb, to confirm to your mother, because while your mother was holding you or keeping you in her womb for 9 months, she did not know how you look like. She did not know what, she doesn't know how you look like. And you yourself, you don't know how your mother looks like. But Allah, the most holy, glorified Allah, who molds you, to whom you took the oath, the divine holy oath, He molds you. He's your friend. He tells you each and everything that may be what you find on this planet. With that, the first thing He tells you is that when you reach on planet Earth, as soon as you come out of your mother's womb, because your mother does not know you, shout this most holy, beautiful name. And that most holy, beautiful name in the universe is the name Allah. So, as soon as a child comes out of their mother's womb, they say, they bear a testimony of the most holy, beautiful name, Allah. They do that because, first of all, a child has never spoken any word with her tongue in her mouth. She has never spoken any word. She doesn't know how to say Allah. But Allah, the most holy, glorified Allah, created a special holy signature in the throat of every living human being. With that, as soon as you come out of your mother's womb, because you've been commanded by Allah to bear witness and tell your mother so that you can identify yourself to your mother, because she carried you for 9 months, she doesn't know you, and you don't know her. With that, Allah commands with His holy signature in your throat, in the baby's throat, to say or to say these words. Most of the time, men and women think that they say a newborn baby is crying. No, the baby is not crying. She says, Allah, 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 in a tone that sounds like as if she's crying. Because men, modern men and women, they've kind of learned that when a child makes those noises, she's crying. Indeed, she's not crying. That is the only way she can say the whole most holy, beautiful name, Allah, to her mother, so that her mother can recognize her, or her mother, by the child saying that, Allah, 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 in the form that we as human beings think that the child is crying, in the mouth of that little girl, though she has never used her mouth, her tongue to say any word, but in the throat of that little girl, there's what you call a sonic kind of whatever that accompany words. In those whatever sonic whatever, there's a chord. There's a chord in it. When the child says Allah, 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 the child in kind of the mother has a special place in the center of her brain, which allows that chord from that child to be able to kind of open the whatever in the mother's head, so that the mother recognizes the child she was carrying in her womb. With that chord also allows the mother to release milk for the new baby born child. With that, if a mother was pushing so hard, she was pushing so hard, some women, they kind of end up becoming unconscious in the process of pushing the baby to come out of their womb. They become unconscious. But with the special chords in the voice, in the sound that comes out of the little baby, the new little baby girl or baby boy born, that baby has a chord, a special chord only for her mother. In the center of the head of the mother, there's a place, a special place. And that special place keeps only that chord for that child, for that mother, between her mother and her child, whom she was carrying in the womb. So when the child says, Allah, 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 in which modern men and women think that the child is crying. No, she's not crying. So if the mother is in a position where she's unconscious because of pushing and pushing, that chord in the mouth that comes out of the baby's nose, that the baby knows so that the mother identifies her. If the mother is unconscious due to pushing the baby to come out of the womb, the chord in the mouth, the words of the child, will kind of, in one way or the other, make the mother who is unconscious come out of unconsciousness and recognize and come back to life. And the first thing that she will do, she'll be able to welcome the baby, and at the same time, her breasts will release milk for the new little baby girl or baby boy whom she has produced. With that, Allah confirms to every human being, living human being on this planet, that you are all living Muslims on this planet. And the reason why Allah commands you to say Allah, Allah, Allah when you come out of your mother's womb, to identify yourself to your mother and to the people who are around you. And with that, when you say the name Allah, then when you say you identify your mother as by the name, by saying to her the name of Allah, that means you are Muslim. That means that you are a Muslim, even though you've never spoken any word, you've never heard that the people who live on planet Earth are Muslims. You as a person who is conceived and has been in the womb for 9 months, the first word you tell the people who are around you, who have welcomed you on this planet, is that Allah, the most holy God for Allah, created you. And with that, that's the only way you can identify yourself to your mother, by saying to her, Allah, 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 Allah. That way, every living human being on this planet is a Muslim. Allah, every living human being on this planet is a Muslim. Dear mothers out there, dear brothers, dear every human being, you are Muslims who are required not to shed blood of one another. Not to shed blood of one another, of any other living human beings. Because the same thing that what I've explained to you the very first day you arrived on this planet, when you were vulnerable, when you were helpless, when you mentioned to the people around you that you were Muslim, when your mother had your first noises, and the people who were around, whatever that accompanies that holy, most holy, beautiful name is peace. Because on that day, only a mother can tell you how jubilant she was, how happy she was, and the people around you, how happy they were, and how they organized to give you security. But not because you were a man born with a cross, holding a cross in your hand, but because you mentioned the most holy, beautiful, holy name, Allah. You cried and said, Allah, 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 Allah. With that, since that day you've had security, you've had protection. And nobody did they did not, even though they did not understand that time that you were saying to them that Allah, Allah, Allah. But Allah accompanied you with protection. Do not get in your 20s and your 30s, and then you become a terrorist, a militant Christian who believes that they shed the blood of Jesus, so it's okay to shed the blood of others. Don't do that. Because you imagine, they say they crucified the dirty theory says they crucified, they showed the blood of the Son of God. With that, so many children have lost their lives, either today is the 24th of April 2024. Maybe you switch on your TV and you see someone that about 30 boys or little girls have been killed, murdered in a refugee camp. A place designated for protection by the UN, but they've been murdered with either using a ballistic missile, or either they've been denied the opportunity to have life or have even access to a glass of water. So my people, we began this topic by looking at health. The topic is health, and it says health in golden words, and says humanity. I'm Islam. I'm your health. Save a life. World Health Organization. Save a life. The NHS. Save a life. You institutions, health institutions, all living human beings on this planet are Muslims. Every living human being on this planet is a Muslim, whereby you are not allowed to engage in production of weapons. You are not allowed to use data theology as psychological weapons of war. You are not allowed to use physical mutilation of others as weapons of war. You are not allowed to mutilate others, the body, either psychological or physical, because you are all Muslims. I'll kind of move on to another point, because you were born, we've seen that the day you've arrived on this planet, as soon as you came out of your mother's womb, you said to whoever was around, Allah, 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 and they gave you protection. The environment too gave you protection. The environment that was around. In modern times, in present time today, I think if you are to look at newspapers on whatever today, they must have mentioned the whatever global warming or climate change. It's one of the new words, the new modern vocabulary, words or whatever is on every tongue of a human being. But remember, when you arrived on this planet, though you did not know what the environment is, and but the environment knew who you are. And I think it's the first thing that gave you protection. And the environment gave you protection before even those who were around you did. The environment gave you protection before even those around you did. Even your mother. Before your mother gave you protection, the environment had given you protection. But now, men and women, they sit in their warehouses 24 hours a day manufacturing weapons. Manufacturing weapons. And those weapons are tested on the environment. The environment that where they collect, where they feed their families, where they feed their mothers, where they feed their children. They spend 24 hours in warehouses manufacturing nuclear warheads, ballistic missiles. Yet, when they finish manufacturing them, they test them on the environment, which gave you protection when you were very vulnerable. When you were very, very vulnerable. The environment said, Mother Nature, as a creation of Allah, I said to you, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Even though your mother did not recognize that you were saying to her that Allah, Allah, but the environment knew. Mother Nature knew. And with time, Mother Nature supported your mother. In one way or the other, Mother Nature supported your mother in all ways to make sure that you are safe and secure. But today, I'm telling it to you human beings, you are all living Muslims on this planet. Mother Nature, the environment, the region of Mother Nature is Islam. The region of Mother Planet Earth is Islam. The region of the sun in the sky is Islam. The region of the moon is Islam. With that, you are all required to give peace and to disperse peace and harmony, either to the environment or to your fellow human beings. With fellow human beings, I think it's very much required that you should not shed blood as living human beings on this planet. Under no circumstances should a human being shed the blood of another human being. Because you were given a percentage of mental development which allows you to articulate a reasoning accountability. To notice that this is my beautiful mother, this is my dad, this is air that I'm breathing, this is water that I'm bathing, this is a flower, this is a tree, this is food. That is part of the mental percentage of mental development. And some of you go as far as saying that I own a horse, I own a car, I own a house. If you say you own a horse, a living creation, some horses are huge. When you are to climb on that horse which you say you own, you have to whatever kind of to get over it. And if you sit on it, it will give you each part of the bargain of harmony to humanity to on this planet. It will carry you 2 miles to the next village. You pick whatever you pick, and you come home. So long as you are not hitting it, so long as you are not fighting with the horse while you are sitting on its back. Its obligation to you is peace and harmony. If a horse says to you, peace and assalamu alaikum to you, how about you, a living human being who was given a percentage of mental development? That you are supposed to recognize that man is called John, the other one is called Muhammad, the other one is called Saeed, the other one is called Raj, the other one is called whatever, you name it. Each name, whichever kind of you identify yourself with. So long as you are able to recognize that those are living beings. The same way you wouldn't sit on a horse and start fighting that horse so that it can carry you, because it has given a part of its bargain by allowing you to sit on its back, and it carries you somewhere. The same way, you should not dispense hate and whatever to fellow human beings, because you already realize that they are human beings. You should not think of them because of their color. When you say he's black, do you know why there is a darkness when it's dark? Which color do you say when the night comes? Is it what color is it? What color can you tell us when the night comes? What color is it? When you say I don't like them because they're black. What color is it when it's night time? Is it dark or whatever? Which color is it? Tell me. And what do you think in the night when you are kind of you are able to lie down and relax in peace and harmony? But then you turn around and say, I don't like those people because they are black. I don't like those people because they are black. What color is it at night time? What color can you tell us what color that is? So when you turn around and say, you are a racist, you look at other people because they are black, they are inhuman. No. We started this topic looking at health, but whatever I've spoken is required in this subject to make you understand who you are. Whereby, if you know who you are as human beings, you shouldn't shed blood of one another. You shouldn't shed blood of one another. You shouldn't shed blood of one another. You should not shed blood of one another. My people, okay, we started with the topic about health, and the topic is still health. We are going to look at how do human beings live in their bodies. We saw that Allah has put whole divine laws, whole divine prescriptions, and whole divine directives. And all those divine laws, divine prescriptions, all divine, they are there as a prevention is better than cure. Divine holy prescriptions. Every single divine commandment was laid down by Allah as a prevention is better than cure. Holy divine prescription. Whereby Allah says, do not put alcohol in your bodies. Do not put alcohol in your bodies as human beings. Alcohol is one of the most deadliest intoxicant or drug on this planet. Because it, first of all, when Allah created human beings, He did not, whatever that cleans the human body, to remove alcohol or toxin, whatever in the human body. Allah did not put it there. With that, the first of the commandments that prohibits men and women from the consumption of alcohol is the prevention, and prevention is better than cure. To prevent you human beings from destroying your bodies, destroying your lives with while alcohol is in your bodies. Because your body does not know, does not have the mechanisms to remove alcohol, toxin, gunk from a human body. A human body does not know, does not have the mechanisms to remove alcohol from itself. If that individual, he or she has consumed alcohol, alcohol will not come out of their bodies, because once alcohol enters a human body, the first thing it does is it attacks and kills red and white blood cell electrical spasms. When alcohol enters the human body, the first thing it does is it attacks the red and white blood cell electrical spasms. And once red and white blood cell electrical spasms are disabled or killed, the brain neurons, or the brain itself, goes into what we call a partial paralysis. A partial paralysis, because the brain neurons, or the brain itself, is able to execute, to function with the electrical spasms in every red and white blood cells. Once every red and white blood cell electrical spasm in the red and white blood cell electrical spasm is disabled, the brain goes into partial paralysis. 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 Once the brain is in partial paralysis, a human being cannot articulate reasoning, accountability. They cannot either stand on two legs, and they cannot perform any whatever. They cannot even recognize their bodies. Once a person is the brain of a human being is in partial paralysis, she cannot articulate any reasoning or meaningful speech. If she's asked a question, that individual will be, her brain is out of her. She cannot stand on two legs. That's when a person stands and they're staggering. They cannot recognize themselves. Because if you're not, you cannot walk properly, you are staggering. You cannot recognize yourself. With that, you won't be able to articulate meaningful speech. With that, Allah has commanded us as human beings, has prohibited human beings not to put or not to consume alcohol. As I said, once alcohol enters in the human body, it does kill electrical red and white blood electrospasms. A red and white blood electrospasm is the heart and the brain of a red or a white blood cell. Once it is out of action, or once it is disabled or killed, that red or white blood cell is totally useless. It cannot recognize itself either. A red and white blood cell cannot recognize itself. It has no structure. It has no structure to do any function. So it's disabled, it's killed, it's disabled. Because the electrical spasm has been killed or disabled. With that, a red and white blood cell in that state that its electrical spasm has been killed or disabled, in the course of whatever, it kind of a red and white blood cell try to resuscitate itself. when it tries to resuscitate itself, because we saw that the electrospasm is killed, is disabled in either a red and white blood cell. A red and white blood cell, once its electrospasm is killed, because the electrospasm of a red and white blood cell is the structure, is the brain, and the whatever of the red and white blood cell. A red and white blood cell can easily mutate and become a cancer cell once it's trying to resuscitate or to break free from the alcohol toxic gang toxins which pinned it down or which killed or which disabled it in the first place. But in the process of resuscitation, it kind of takes a wrong direction because its brain is kind of disabled. It will not be able to know that I've taken a cancer cell direction. So that way, a person can, a human body can easily start, red blood cells and white blood cells can easily start mutating into cancer cells and become cancer tumors because that person has consumed alcohol, in which alcohol killed and disabled every red and white blood cell in that individual. So that way, it's your individual responsibility as an individual out there. Never to put alcohol in your body. Never, as an individual. It's been commanded by Allah that do not, as living human beings, put alcohol in your bodies. With that, you as an individual, whether you are a pilot, whether you are an accountant, whether you are a doctor, whether you are an astronaut, whether you are an engineer or whatever position you think you hold on this planet, you are responsible for your own health being healthy. Under that circumstance, do not put alcohol in your bodies. Allah has laid down a law, a holy divine law, as a prevention is better than cure, divine holy prescription, by saying to human beings, you are prohibited, you are forbidden from the consumption of alcohol, because alcohol does kill every red and white blood cell in a human body. Alcohol alters all genetic structures of a human being. Alcohol can easily cause the red and white blood cell to mutate into cancer cells, which in the end forms into cancer tumors. Alcohol is one of the deadliest deadliest intoxicant, freely available in any supermarket shelves on this planet or anywhere on this planet. Alcohol is widely, freely available at any given time. Either when you go to a restaurant, they'll ask you, do you want your food with red wine or white wine? Or you can easily even go in a supermarket shelf and pick a ton of alcohol. If you have, if you have how to carry it. That can be either cognac, John Walker, Jack Daniels, champagne, lager, you name it. But yet it's one of the deadliest fuel for disease, for spreading disease in human beings. The deadliest fuel in spreading disease in human beings. Yet alcohol is one of the deadliest fuel in fueling paranoia, militantism, racism in human beings. Alcohol is one of the deadliest drugs intoxicant in spreading, fueling the spread of disease from one man to the other woman to the other, whatever, at a speed that alcohol, alcohol as a fuel makes rocket science, the speed of a rocket, look like a 90-year-old man walking with a walking stick, who takes 3 minutes to lift his leg and takes another 3 minutes to lift the other. So alcohol is one of the deadliest fuel in spreading disease, human to human. Sometimes alcohol can make diseases cross from human to animals. Alcohol is one of the deadliest fuel in the degradation, alteration of genetic structures of either human beings, animals, as well as plants. With that, I'll go back to tell you, as individuals, that you, as an individual on this planet, you are responsible for you being healthy. You are responsible for your heart being healthy. You are responsible for your child being healthy until she reaches the age whereby she can take over the mantle and look after herself. But you have to guide her and show her that you are a Muslim. In Islam, Allah laid down a holy divine book, a guidance, which is called the Holy Quran, with detailed ayahs, interpretations, prescription, divine holy prescriptions, divine holy laws, divine holy commandments that either prevents you from catching disease, because if you are to drink alcohol, the entire human body internal organs will be put out of their rotational sequencing cycles, which in the end, it can either trigger a multi-body organ failure, it can either trigger dementia, because we saw that the first thing that gets affected by the alcohol in the human body is the brain neurons, or the brain itself, because it is starved of any electrospasm. So alcohol is a deadly fuel, either in spreading disease in human beings or causing human beings to mutate into cancer in human bodies, to become whatever you people call in modern time, to people to develop diseases like cancer tumors. In alcohol, it's also has a format. Once alcohol enters the human body, we saw that the human body does not know how to remove alcohol, gunk, toxins from itself, elements from itself. Once the alcohol, gunk, toxin elements are in the body, they will circulate in every muscle tissue in the human body. With that, alcohol has a deadly format on every muscle tissue of a human being. It has what we call a boiling, rotting, decaying format, effect format. It puts on every muscle tissue of a human body. With that, the body, once alcohol triggers off the decaying, rotting, boiling format or effect in the muscle tissues, the human body will stop any regeneration. The regeneration will be cut off. Your body muscles cannot renew themselves. So once the decaying and rotting, boiling effect takes place, you will feel pain in every joint, in every part of your body, either in the morning or at any given time. With that, there's also what we call alcohol causes what we call in the process of once alcohol has triggered off a format, because we see that it's circulated in every muscle tissue. In every muscle tissue of the body of a human being is circulated with alcohol, because the body as a human being does not have the mechanism, does not know how to remove alcohol toxic elements from its body, from the human body. With that, once that we saw that every red and white blood cell electrospasm was killed or was disabled, it was put out of its natural rotational sequencing cycle. It's no longer able. Time to time, it tries to resuscitate itself. And that means that your blood can, red and white blood cell can still become, undergo the formation or take the formation of either becoming cancer cells and forming into tumors, because the body is in a state of decaying, rotting, boiling format of alcohol, which alcohol has put on every human tissue. So every red and white blood cell can easily mutate and form a cancer cell. In the end, those cancer cells can form into cancer tumors. So with that, you as an individual, you are responsible not to put alcohol in your body. Because if you do, you are in confrontation with the red and white blood cell, the region of Islam. The region of the red and white blood cell in your body, the red and white blood cell are the response for building every muscle on your body. But the region of those red and white blood cells in your body that builds every muscle tissue on your body, the region of those red and white blood cells is Islam. The region of every red and white blood cell in a human body is Islam. So once you go out of your head and say, I hate Islam, I'm not a Muslim, I don't like Islam, I think that tells you that you are in confrontation with your own body. Not me as a Muslim out here, not me as the sun in the sky, because my religion as the sun in the sky, I'm a Muslim. If you say you don't like Islam, first of all, the person, the individual who be affected by whatever they put, when you attack your own body, the cells, the red and white cell that builds every muscle on your body. If you say, even if you just mention that you hate Islam, every red and white cell in your body will know what you've said. And if you put it in your head that you don't like Islam, you hate Muslims, you hate Islam, you are saying to every red and white cell that builds every muscle tissue on your body. So you are in confrontation, direct confrontation with either red and white blood cell in your body. So I'll continue the next time. We can continue from here and look at what is Islam to you as an individual. I said to you, health, humanity. I'm Islam. I'm your health. Save a life, or NHS, save a life. World Health Organization, save a life. Because you are all living Muslims. You are all living Muslims on this planet. And the law, you should be passed, alcohol should be declared one of the deadliest drug, the deadliest whatever hazard that human beings has ever touched. And funny enough, or stagnant enough, is freely available in every supermarket shelf on this planet. Save a life, ban alcohol from supermarket shelves. Save a life, ban alcohol from supermarket shelves. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.